So finally, it comes to our last questions of this unit exercise. Yay! The page here is like 108. And let's take a look at the experiment here. The experiment is carried out to determine the empirical formula of magnesium oxide. Oh, do you find this familiar? Like, I've given you a lab worksheet to try to determine the empirical formula for magnesium oxide, right? So the method here should be pretty similar to the one that we did on worksheet. So if you don't remember, you forgot, take out your lab worksheet and skim through it. Okay? So now, let's see here. The following results are obtained. The mass of magnesium ribbon reacted. So we know that. Let me write the formula first. So it will be magnesium plus oxygen and then form magnesium oxide, right? Remember, if we are heating magnesiums in there. Now, I know that the mass of the magnesium ribbon reacted will be 0.420 grams. And mass of oxide formed will be 0.700 grams. So, please describe an experiment to produce these results. As part of your answer, show how these results can be used to obtain empirical formula for the magnesium oxide. Alright, so let's do the calculation first. So later on, I will show you the mark scheme that how to describe an experiment. Okay. So now we have the mass of magnesium oxide, right? We have also the mass for magnesium. So let's firstly, remember, if we have to determine the empirical formula, we'll have to know the moles for a simple element, right? I know that the mass for magnesium here is very easy. It will be 0.420 grams. But what about the mass for magnesium oxide? Oh no, what about the mass for oxygen? Like, remember, for our chemical equations, it will be added all up together and equals magnesium oxide, right? So we know that the oxygen here should be equal to 0.700 grams minus 0.420 grams, right? Because, like, magnesium oxide, we have one more oxide in it. So if we just minus it, then this one will be our grams for oxygen, right? So here will be 0.280 grams. Now we have the mass. Can we calculate the mole and the mole ratio? Remember, for empirical formula, we'll use calculate the final mole ratio, right? Alright, the molar mass for magnesium 24.3 grams per mole. Oxygen will be 16.0 grams per mole. Let's do some calculations. I don't need to repeat the formula, right? Remember, the mole will be mass over molar mass. And also here should be 0.280 divided by 16.0 gram per mole. And here should be grams. The left side is 0.01728. In the middle, I will take 4 significant figures. And on the right, 0.28. divided by 16. Here is like 0.0175. Alright, so now we have 2 moles. Can we compare it? Which one is the smaller one? Which one is the bigger one? Remember, if we do from mole to mole ratio, that is always divided by smallest ratio, right? So here we use apparently 0.01728 is smaller. So we use this number to divide it by itself. The one will be 1. What about the one on the right? It will be 0.10175 divided by 0.01728, right? The answer will be 1.01. Alright, remember, for the mole ratio, we will always have to round it to a whole number, or you can call it integer. So for this one, we can also round it to 1. Let me ask you a question. Remember why it's 1.01 instead of 1? Because probably there were some errors that occurs in the experiment, right? If you forgot about the possible errors, please take a look at the lab worksheet page 3, and it's illustrating the possible errors. Like, it should be question 5. So let me write it here. Refer to error refers to worksheet of the lab, page 3, question 5. Yeah. If you forgot, go to review it. Alright, so now let me show you the answer to how to describe this experiment. So for this experiment, like, I will write experimental method here, or you can also simply write procedures. Remember that we did 3 weightings in the videos, right? The one is the weighting with the magnesium simply by itself. We firstly weight the crucible and lid, right? So this one. My terrible drawing again. This is the first weighting that we did. The second weighting would be crucible and lid with the loosely folded magnesium, right? The third one will be the final product, magnesium oxide. So this one is magnesium, this one will be magnesium oxide. This is a 3 weighting that we did. And during the reactions, we will heat those metals, right? So let's follow the step by step. The first step will be find the mass. What happened to this pen? Find the mass of crucible and lid. That'll be better for you, right? And write and, or you can change this word to measure. It is also okay. Alright, the second step, measure or find the mass of crucible, lid, and magnesium, right? This is the second step. And for the third step, we start heating. So heat the magnesium on Bunsen burner. Remember, like, during the reactions, we will lift the lid occasionally, right? So here also, right? Lift the lid occasionally to allow oxygen to get in. So in this process, we will have to ensure is like make sure. Another sentence of make sure. It's exactly the same. So ensure that as little product escape as possible. So this will be the fourth step. And then we'll heat. When do we stop? So we'll heat until, like, during the videos I also add the waters, but like from DSC, that's go. It's not necessarily for you to write the waters, so we'll just say heat until there is no further change. Like, after the reactions, it should be very hot, right? So firstly, we will allow it to cool down. Allow it to cool. And then, let's measure the mass of crucible, lid, and the product, which is magnesium oxide, right? And then remember, like, how can we determine the reaction is complete? So we just repeat heating until a constant mass is obtained. So let me put it a bit smaller. Or can I put it in a and the slides. I think it's okay. Yeah. So if you want to do a screenshot, you can also screenshot it and understand and remember the steps here. So, sorry, I forgot to add the empirical formula at the end. So we have to write, so empirical formula for magnesium oxide is MgO. So don't just leave the answer simply to 1:1. Like the MgO, this one will have 1 mark at the end. A gentle reminder for here. Sorry, I forgot about that before.